Well, she's been described as an emotionally sophisticated female living in a modern urban world. Singer-songwriter Charlene Michael has collaborated with the likes of Honey La Rochelle, Alicia Laverne and Kendra Cash. I have to admit, I don't know any of these people. And she's currently working on her second album. Not bad for a woman who's only been in the business 3 years. Welcome to the programme, Charlene.
Thank you.
Tell me a little bit about your music and where you've got your influences from.
Well, my music is predominantly soul and R&B, although I do some funky house and some dance music on the side. In terms of my influences, it's heavily R&B influenced. So I like artists like D'Angelo, Lauryn Hill.
I know these people.
You know those ones, Jill Scott. Yeah, people like that are really my favourites.
I think we have some music that we can listen to. Let's have a listen.
Cool.
Today is gonna be one of those good days when all of my troubles melt away and everything seems to go my way. I had good meetings, my clients were happy. As my reward, I got to leave early. Beautiful.
Now, you were discovered at London's very famous jazz cafe in Camden. Explain what happened.
So I was there for my birthday with some friends at a Konya Doss gig, and she invited an audience member to go up on stage. My friends volunteered me.
Great, they pushed you up.
Pretty much. The crowd parted like the Red Sea. A spotlight came on me. I was like recoiling, but it was...
And this was 3 years ago?
3 years ago, yeah, but it was too late for me to back up by then, and she called me up onto stage. And I sang one of her songs, but I whispered to her, look, you know, I really love your music, but I don't actually know all the words to any of your songs. It's a little bit embarrassing. So she was whispering...
But that's wonderfully honest of you.
I thought, I'm going to embarrass myself anyway, so I might as well do it in an honest fashion.
How much did you have to drink?
Nothing.
Oh, wow. So you did it sober as well.
Yeah.
Amazing. So it obviously went really well. And who approached you afterwards?
Somebody from Music Connects and somebody from Purple Rain, and we've been working together ever since. They helped me put out my debut album. I'm working on my second, so it's been wonderful.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So when you went up, I mean, did you have... I mean, you were obviously singing anyway, and you were hoping to crack the market.
Yeah.
So this, I mean, you know, thankfully your friends had the good, the good foresight to push you up there.
Yeah.
I mean, was that almost immediately? Was it straight off the stage and then people got in touch with you, or was it a phone call or an email?
No, it was pretty much... Obviously, after Konya had finished like the rest of her gig, people approached me afterwards and handed out cards and things. It was very, very surreal because, you know, I was just there celebrating my birthday, there enjoying myself with friends.
Great birthday present.
Great birthday present.
So
yeah.
whereabouts do you live? Are you a Londoner born and bred?
Yeah, I was born in London, but spent most of my years up north in Leeds. But obviously I'm now back in London.
And what do you think about the music scene in London? Is it incredibly difficult to crack? I mean, you've had a very fortunate, well, bit of luck there, but you're obviously very talented.
Thank you.
But is it difficult to crack for people?
I think it can be, just because the market is really, really saturated at the moment, and there's so many talented people around there. It's very hard to raise your head above the parapet. But, you know, I think you just have to keep persevering and hope for the best, really. And
when you're writing your music, where do you get your inspiration from? I mean, do you find it difficult to create songs or melodies?
No, luckily, no. I actually do a lot of writing on the tube.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, I actually wrote a song specifically about the Central Line.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Does it complain about how hot it is?
Not yet. I think maybe I'll save that for the second album.
Brilliant. So you just, wherever you are, you just...
in the
scribble
shower,
down.
Maybe not scribbling in the shower, but singing in the shower, on my way to work, on the tube, on holiday, just whenever. I always carry a paper and pen around with me, so whenever anything comes into my head, I'll scribble it down or just tap it into my phone or something.
Now, we're coming to the end of 2014. What's been the sort of biggest highlight for you of this year?
It would have to be opening for the Flow Assist at the Jazz Cafe. That was big for me, a real highlight.
Does it feel strange going back to the Jazz Cafe now that you're established, whereas before, you know, 3 years ago, where it all started?
Yeah, I mean, 3 years ago I was paying tickets to get into the Jazz Cafe. Now, you know, I'm on stage, I'm performing, I get the run of the place, which is fantastic. It's a really special feeling.
And Charlene, what does next year hold for you, do you think? What are you hoping to do?
Second album. Record and put the second album out. I'll be releasing a video for one of the singles, and lots more gigging, festivals, doing things in Italy. So it's going to be an exciting year.
Why Italy?
I'm working on another side project with some dance music producers over there. They're called Hope. So we've been working on some music together as well. So,
and what do you make about the what do you make about the American market? Is that hard? Because I mean, it's bad enough as we were saying in Britain to crack. How difficult is it to stand out in the States?
I think it can be, but the States seem a lot more welcoming of British artists at the moment. There's definitely a trend where British artists are being incredibly successful here, but equally, sometimes if not more successful over in the States. So I think once you can establish yourself here, you can use that as a springboard to do well in the States.
Who would you most like to work with over there?
In the States? Oh gosh, now you're asking the question. Jill Scott, I love her, and D'Angelo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what would you like to do? What would you envisage if you had your kind of wish list?
If I had my wish list, we'd make albums together. many albums together.
What do your parents think about your meteoric rise?
Wow, thank you.
Well, 3 years is fast.
Well, it's not bad. They're really, really happy. Obviously happy that I did my studying first.
And what did you study?
I studied law.
Brilliant. So you have something to fall back on.
Yes. I think music would not have been an option had I not done my studying initially. Typical African parents. But no, they're really proud. Really,
and your heritage is from where?
Nigeria.
Would you like to go back to Nigeria at all? To Nigeria to perform?
I would love to, yeah. I think, you've got to keep your roots in mind. It's important to know where you're from, so you know where you're going. So.
Okay, well, fantastic. Well, maybe you will get over there. Best of luck with the second album. Charlene, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.